I was diagnosed with RGB addiction a few years ago, and everything I bought had these colorful LEDs in them, and even though I knew that there was no point to it, I just couldn't stop. But then I had this plain black router that made my life miserable. It had these ugly green LEDs on it, and I was really embarrassed about that. And even my friends started making fun of me. But then ASUS released a router that had RGB on it. And I knew that I had to have it. In the box, you get some papers explaining the features and the installation process. We have different plugs for different sockets internationally, and you can change those on the power adapter. They also supply you with a Phillips screwdriver, which is great to see. Then you get 2 Ethernet cables, the 3 nice looking removable antennas for the router, the stand for the router, and then finally you get to this nice looking router with this matte black finish. To set it up, you have to install the 3 external antennas, and it also has a 4th internal antenna. Then you can either install the stand towards the back of the router if you want to mount it on a wall, or you can screw it at the bottom of this router if you want to put it on a desk. Then setting up the router is very easy with its easy to use interface. The design of the router is of course very attractive and gamery. Even with the RGB turned off, it looks very good with its angular aesthetics. It also looks nice from the back with all these vents that are needed because it does get kind of hot, and it even has a heatsink inside it. And then you can of course turn the RGB on with a press of a single button, so if you have any friends over at home, they will know who the alpha male is. Just like ASUS's other products, the lighting can also be customized with AuraSync, and you have all the features that you would find on other AuraSync products. You can also configure it to show the status of the router. So for example, if there is some issue with internet or Wi-Fi, it can light it up with different colors to indicate that, and it can also indicate the network traffic level. On the left side, you have the WPS button, the button to switch Wi-Fi on and off, a small reset button below it, then a button to turn the lighting on or off, and finally there is a customizable button with backlit ROG logo, which can be customized to have different functions like changing the color modes of AuraSync lighting, enabling Game Boost, DFS channel selection, or GeForce Now. It has pretty powerful hardware inside for a router. You have a dual-core processor with 512MB of RAM. It is also a dual-band router with beamforming and 4x4 MoMeMo support on 5 GHz. You can use this router in its normal mode for internet connection, but it also supports access point mode, a regular repeater mode, a media bridge mode for which you will need another unit of this router, and then finally, like many other ASUS routers, this one also supports AI mesh, and that allows you to use another AI mesh supported router to create a mesh network. And mesh networks are much better than using repeaters or range extenders to extend the range of your Wi-Fi. But unlike traditional mesh network routers that need identical units, with this router you can use a cheaper router to use it as an AI mesh node and still have good performance. You also have some more advanced options that restrict devices from switching AI mesh node, but I didn't explore those, and if we cover everything in detail, this would really become a 30-minute video. The router supports different VPN methods including OpenVPN. It also has a VPN fusion feature that allows you to run a VPN network along with the regular internet connection at the same time. And there is also OpenNAT, which allows easy port forwarding. The mobile app is also very nice and feature rich and has nice interface. It also allows good control and management of the features. You can of course view the connected devices and also add family members and restrict them from using different kinds of content. You can select devices specifically, and you can not only block obvious stuff like adult content, but you can also specifically block streaming, torrents, instant messaging, gaming or gambling services, and you can also schedule this ban or block internet access completely. So if you have a teenager at home, you can really make their life miserable. Firmware upgrade is also very simple, as the router is Atmanirbhar and can download the firmware directly on it, and then you just need a single click and it will install it itself. At back, you have 4 gigabit LAN ports along with the WAN port. Then you have 2 USB ports at back, one of which is a 2.0 and another is a higher speed 3.1 Gen 1. You could use the slow ports for things like printers or slower speed storage, and the 3.1 port can be used for hard disks and pen drives. And that kind of turns it into a NAS, so you can put all your legally downloaded videos on your hard drive and then you can stream those files to any device on your network like your phones and TVs. Not only you can access and store files to an external hard drive, you can also format it directly from the router and check for errors, which are some features that I haven't seen in other routers. You also have a lot of other cool stuff that you can do with the USB ports, like you can use it to share files on the disk over the internet and make it like a cloud server, so you can access your files from anywhere in the world and not just on your local network. Then another really cool feature is that you can connect a 3G or 4G dongle or a smartphone to it and use its internet network, which is really cool. And when my internet goes down, I need to connect every device to my phone's hotspot. So this is a really great feature as you can use your phone's network with all devices at home. Game Radar allows you to check out pings of different servers in the world, so you can select the one that is best for you. And this can be a very useful feature and it also looks really cool. But I wish there was a way to have more games in it and also have it regularly updated, because it doesn't include very popular recent games. Then Wi-Fi Radar allows you to survey nearby Wi-Fi networks and check out interference on different channels, which is very cool. Game Acceleration has different modes, so it can prioritize gaming traffic specifically to ensure you get the most stable connection with lowest pings. Then it has their Game First 5 acceleration. So if you have an ROG device or an ASUS motherboard like me, it will recognize it specifically and accelerate game traffic in a more special way. ASUS has also collaborated with WT Fast, which is a paid service that should route your gaming connection in a way that reduces its ping, and you get access to it for free. This is one of the few GeForce Now certified routers. So if you are among the people who have access to this NVIDIA service, then you are certified to get the best experience with this feature. Traffic Analyzer allows you to check how much data different devices are using and what kind of traffic they are spending data on. So if you have employees in a company, you can check if they are wasting their time on Facebook and WhatsApp, and you can even check which websites they are visiting, which is kind of creepy, and I am almost scared of this router because all this power and features are too much in the hands of a person who doesn't have good intentions and respect for your privacy. You can even control the router with your voice with Alexa or IFTTT, and with that there is also a long list of features. So for example, you can block Wi-Fi to PlayStation because PC master race, and you of course have a firewall which can protect you from hackers and malicious websites. Now if you turn RGB on it off, it will also turn the status LEDs off. So if you want to check if you have any issues with connectivity or if Wi-Fi networks are disabled, you will have to keep it turned on. And I also wasn't able to find a way to schedule the RGB to turn off at night, which is a feature that I have seen in other cheaper routers. By the way, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with bell icon, because I also have these new CPUs from AMD that I will be making a video on. Now my PC was not able to connect to it with 5 GHz Wi-Fi with 160 MHz channel selected, but even without it, I was able to reach transfer speeds of up to 640 Mbps while downloading a file from hard disk with the router and motherboard's antenna next to each other. And if you search on internet, other people who tested this router were able to reach over 900 Mbps on 5 GHz network. With 2.4 GHz network, I was able to reach 225 Mbps speeds, and then LAN connection of course provides a gigabit connection, so you get around 950 Mbps. So you are getting really fast speeds, especially on the 5 GHz network, and the bottleneck for most people will probably be the devices that you have connected to the router and not the router itself. This also makes it very suitable option for business users who have lots of devices connected to it. Coming to the range of this router, I have to say that even though I was expecting it to be great because of the price point, it is even better than I expected. So I have two flats that I need Wi-Fi in, and I generally have to use repeaters because of very large area I need coverage in. But with this router, I was almost able to get full coverage in both my flats. It was only in kitchen where I wasn't able to get a usable signal, and the signal I am getting in other parts is the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, not the 5 GHz, which has a lower range. So I was getting around 30 to 50 Mbps, which is still very usable performance for general browsing. And keep in mind that this is through 4 brick walls and other extra furniture. So if you have a single very big home or a flat, then I think that you should have a complete coverage there with good speeds. So in conclusion, the ROG Rapture GT AC2900 is a very feature-packed router that not only has very specialized features for gaming, but it also offers some very advanced features for networking nerds. The connectivity and USB devices features are awesome. The software features, configuration interface and mobile app are all very well designed, and it offers the performance that matches its excellent aesthetics. And if that is not enough, you have RGB on it, which is also executed very well and not just added for the sake of calling it an RGB router. At price of around 18,000 rupees or $180, it is definitely a premium router, but considering everything that it offers, the price tag is actually pretty good. Now you may be able to find some budget Wi-Fi 6 router in this range, and you will also find some mesh Wi-Fi router combos, but those routers will not have nearly as many features as this one. They may not offer similar gaming performance, you may not get many benefits from Wi-Fi 6 over the AC standard, and you can add an AI mesh supported router to this and convert it into a mesh network. So if you are a competitive gamer, you could definitely find use for some of its gaming features and performance, and even for non-gaming audience, I think that it can be a great choice because it's not easy to find all of these features in other high-end routers. This can be an overkill for a lot of people, but the rule with shopping for tech products is that there is no kill like overkill. So let me know what you think about this router in the comment section below. I'll have links to buy this in the video description, where you can also check its current price. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or a thumbs down if you disliked it. Subscribe with bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.